So you've clicked this video because you're contemplating making that leap. When you're not your healthiest, you can feel it. You just simply feel off. When it comes to healthy habits, we all know the drill. Working out most days of the week, eat a varied and nutritious diet, and so on. But old habits are hard to kick, and turning over a new leaf and making that change can be difficult. When it comes to making these healthy habits, your environment will make or break you, so it matters. Everything around you is influencing you to some degree to make a decision. So it's hard to stay healthy if the fridge is full of chocolate or soda. Incorporating healthy habits is something that I've been implementing in my daily routine, and it's become an integral part of improving my general productivity. In my personal opinion, being productive and being healthy go hand in hand. And being productive is a ricochet effect of being healthy. I think with some active thought, we can develop some small healthy habits to help you shape your environment, to help you live your strongest, healthiest life yet. Drinking enough water. We all know we should be drinking a lot of water, but a lot of us tend to not drink enough, as it is incredibly easy just to get on with the day. We are all so busy, but when you're busy, the effects of dehydration are not so obvious. Feeling thirsty is a very subtle feeling, and it's only until you're really thirsty that you notice. Maybe you've got a dry mouth, or even worse, a headache, and by then it's already had a negative effect on you. Throughout the day, we're losing water by breathing, sweating, going to the bathroom, and because we're always losing water, it's important to stay hydrated. And for me, the best way to drink water, if I know I'm going to be sitting on a desk for the majority of the day, is to have a big bottle by my desk, or a smaller bottle which I keep in my backpack. Thirst always hits at an inconvenient time, usually when I'm in the underground, so I treat it like having my keys. When I leave the house, I always make sure I have a bottle of water on me. I make it a non-negotiable. Our body is actually comprised of 60% water, and your brain is highly influenced by its hydration levels. And a mild dehydration of just as little as 1 to 3% can change your mood. Concentration levels decrease, and increased headaches can occur. So when I wake up in the morning, I usually like to hydrate straight away. So rather than reaching for a cup of tea or coffee, which is high in caffeine, which actually dehydrates you, I would actually suggest getting some water in before you do so. Getting enough sleep is so underrated these days. As I get older, I find it's the #1 factor that really affects my productivity and my general mood throughout the day. And I notice the difference when I'm well rested as opposed to not rested enough. And we've all heard the recommended amount of sleep, which is probably around 8 hours for most. I found that my absolute minimum is around 6 hours, which I don't like to do too often, but it's just good to know your limits. When it comes to sleep, it's important to have a nighttime routine beforehand. This will help ease you into a good night's sleep. Whether it's reading a book or listening to a podcast, this will help your body acclimatize to slowing down and getting ready for bed. Snacks. Snacking throughout the day can be easily overdone. I mean, you're reaching for the snacks because it's just there. I've tried to reduce my snacking dramatically, and I reached a point where I realized that I was just mindlessly snacking. I didn't even realize I was eating. It became just a really bad habit. I actually think snacking is a weird form of distraction, and it's your brain looking to do less taxing things and something more pleasurable in that moment. So, with snacks, you want something that's going to slowly release energy, something that's not going to spike your sugar levels. Personally, I've switched out the sweets and crisps for nuts and fruit, and I've realised with snacks the battle is in the supermarket and not to buy them in the first place. So to combat this, I would avoid doing shopping on an empty stomach. Eat before leaving, because if you're hungry, subconsciously your mind is looking for calorie-dense foods, which is usually high in sugar or fat. And more than likely, you're always going to buy something that you know you shouldn't really be eating. Now this one's pretty obvious, exercise is a must. For me, it's a time where I can clear my head. I usually start my workout in the morning, and this kickstarts my day and kind of sets the tempo. Whether it's strength training or cardio or any type of resistance, it should be something that gets the heart rate up. Set yourself a target for this month. Aim for 30 minutes over 5 days. And those other days are rest days. You recuperate. And the exercise doesn't need to be gut-wrenching or an Ironman type of experience. It could be something as simple as a 30-minute brisk walk. The main thing is to find an exercise that you enjoy, something that is not an ordeal. Cooking at home. Another area that is really impactful is the manner that you feel your body on a consistent basis. For me, cooking at home instead of ordering takeout works out to be healthier for me because I know exactly what I'm eating. Even when you're eating something healthy when you're out, you don't 100% know what ingredients they're using. Cooking from scratch may sound like a headache, but there are many ways you can save time, one being meal prepping. The pressures of the last couple years have been difficult for most of us, and it's beneficial to take a break from work and the bad news, and all these outlets that are demanding our attention. This is one of the most healthiest things that I have done in order to help me recharge. Putting away your phone may seem simple, but we are connected 24/7, and that may have negative side effects on your health. I mean, the average person spends around 2.5 hours per day on their devices. And just think about all that time that could be spent elsewhere. Spend less on material items. This habit has definitely improved the health of my bank balance. Nowadays, I'm less interested in following the latest fashion trends, but I'm more interested in having key timeless pieces like a simple pair of trainers or denim, which I think looks timeless. And I also tend to stick to a few colours to simplify the look even more. Listening to music. I notice the difference if I don't put on my morning playlist. I'm not too sure what it does, but subconsciously it just lifts my mood depending on the genre of music that I'm listening to. I suggest making a playlist that uplifts your mood, that you know you can have a good sing-along to. Start to write things down. There have been times and moments in my life where I've had all these thoughts in my head and I haven't really articulated them or written them down. And I have a habit of overthinking. And the trouble is, when you have all these thoughts, they never get dealt with as they appear. You ponder on it for a second and then another thought takes over. And it's a cycle of never dealing with all these thoughts. I don't journal every day at the moment, and it's more of a reflection on how the week has gone, my wins, my losses, and what's troubled me this week. Going outside on a regular basis is one of the easiest ways to improve your health. Whether it's getting that vitamin D or breathing fresh air, exposure to the sun scientifically improves your mood. So whether it's spring, winter or fall, ensure you spend enough time outside. Take time to focus on your goals. When you have obligations and you're stretched thin, you feel pulled in different directions and you start to lose focus. It's okay to veer off track from time to time, but when we do this on a consistent basis, we forget to do what truly matters to us. Focus doesn't really have to be so hard. If you become an effective time manager, you'll see yourself progressing rather than falling behind. Pick a time management system that works and work it. We can't achieve our goals if we're constantly on defense mode, reacting to life. I often think back when I had a bit more balance in my life, and a handful of these habits were actually implemented at the time, but I didn't even realize it. Hopefully you found value in these 12 healthy habits for life, and I'll see you guys in another one. Thank you. Bye bye.